Oh, this is... Oh, okay. Shouldn't be hard. Once a week, I will go and find a pin on Pinterest that seems doable, and I will do it. So this week, it's some creepy dolls. I think dolls are hideous and creepy, and they freak me out. But my boyfriend thinks it's hilarious to hide his stupid little rag doll around our house and let me find it. So I'm gonna make a creepy doll and hide it for him. So apparently what you're gonna need for this doll is 2 pieces of fabric for the front and back of the doll. I'm using an old t-shirt because I don't plan for things. You're gonna need something to stuff it with. I'm using the rest of the old t-shirt because I don't plan for things. You'll need paper to draw your doll template. You can make it look however you want. Extra materials for the face. You can use buttons, other different kinds of thread. I'm using a sock to make some creepy, buggy outy eyes. And, of course, needle and thread. So the first thing you want to do is draw out... That is a creepy... Draw out the template for your doll. I'm gonna make mine like a blob, but with a misshapen head. And then like a square body. And its eyes are gonna be right here. It's gonna have a big mouth. So it's... This is a rough sketch that I've just drawn. Hello! I'm a doll! I'm gonna scare the shit out of Brad later! Okay. Make sure your template actually fits on your fabric. So next you're gonna cut it out like so. And I'm gonna name him later. I don't know what I'm gonna name him yet, but it's gonna be something brilliant. Dante or something. Okay. And then you will lay out the doll. And you want to get the doll to stick to your fabric so he won't move when you're trying to cut him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple him. You can tape it, or yeah, you should, oh, I forgot to mention you should probably have something like that. Or if you have a good hand, you don't need to have the doll in place. You can just cut around the doll, but my hands are shaky because I've had like 8 cups of coffee. So I'm going to staple the doll in place like so that he's on my fabric. And then I'm going to cut the fabric out. Alright, so now I've got my doll shaped fabric. For Dante, the creepy doll. And you're gonna cut another swatch of fabric, just like the first one, with the outline of the doll, so that you will have a front and back. There we go. And now I have 2 doll-shaped pieces of fabric. So now I'm gonna take the staples out of the first one. I'm gonna just take, what the f... There we go, okay. One more staple and then we're good. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces of fabric. So what you're gonna do is line the 2 pieces of fabric up. Oh, thread your needle. And you can take off however much thread you want. There's not really a limit to how much you can take off. You just cut off the rest when you're done. But make sure you have enough to go around the outline of the doll so it's nice and sewn. And then you're gonna thread your needle, and once again I don't plan ahead, so I have a curved needle, but you can use a straight one. It's really whatever bakes your potato. Okay. Stab myself. I think this is a fishing hook. No, it's not got a barb on the end. I don't know what it is. Take off the extra right there, and now you're gonna sew up like 3/4 of the doll. Leave enough to cram some stuffing through for when we stuff the doll, but you just want to sew most of the doll. There we go. And it takes me forever to sew because I'm not really good at sewing. I spend way too much time on Pinterest, so I figured I would do something with that because my boyfriend always gives me a hard time about it. So now I'm gonna make arts and crafts, but I'm not very arty or crafty, so it can't be like I'm doing this. It has to be like I'm doing my interpretation of this. So that's what we're gonna do. This week it's the doll. I find dolls inherently just terrifying. They're creepy, soulless little things with eyes that look at you and don't look at you at the same time. But my boyfriend has a couple and they're all creepy. They don't blink, although one has blinkable. Okay, so once you have your doll 3/4 of the way sewn up, you open the part that's for the stuffing, and you ever so carefully jam stuffing down into this thing. It doesn't really have to be even or perfect because we're not artists. And then more stuffing down in there. This fucking thing. Use this piece right here to top it off. Look at that! Alright. Sweet. I don't see the point of a curved hook if it's not for fishing. Itself. This is my little doll. As you can see, it's like a blob to you guys. Okay. And then I'm going to take this sock, and because I am so over sewing at this point, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to take my stapler. First I'm going to get a better piece of sock. I'm going to make the eyes by stapling them on his face. And just stab his face when you sew the mouth in, because it's a doll and it can't feel. Now you have a friendly little doll. So tenderly and lovingly crafted. I'm going to put this under Bradley's pillow. It's going to be great. Until next time, keep Pinterpreting. And just remember that just because you don't have any talent doesn't mean you can't pretend that you want to have talent. Today's video was brought to you in part by this sandwich I made.